Like Bitcoin at the close of March, Ethereum's Ether token has been hit with a death cross indicator today. Despite this, there's a lot of good news making the rounds for the platform. It's actually positive on the 7-day chart, up nearly 6%. Golem launched today after 2 years in development, and Omizigo partnered with MakerDAO. The point is, with tax day right around the corner and positive sentiment returning to the market, it's beginning to look a lot like spring after a long winter. So if we were to see a market upswing anytime soon, accumulation at these levels would be advantageous. Part of that is having an investment strategy, but it's also about portfolio structure. As an investor, how you build a portfolio is critical in this day and age. So let's explore 3 portfolios that I think are primed for the next bull run. Welcome to Ready Set Crypto. This is your brain on blockchain. So I know, my videos aren't coming out as much as they used to, and you guys have been pounding the comment section to let me know that. Trust me, I do read every comment that comes in. I'll be honest, we've had a lot of hard work on the back end building up the services and offering educational classes on our website, and just in general strategizing about how to make this the best channel it can be. After all, my mission is to facilitate a rational discourse on crypto and prove that you can be a content creator in this space without taking under the table payments to shill coins. From the time I created my very first video, I wanted you to feel that you could implicitly trust that when I talk about the coins I'm going to in this video, you can be assured that I'm doing so based on research and my experience in this space, not because someone paid me to do so. Obviously, I champion doing your own research because this video is meant to be for entertainment purposes, but my challenge to you is to expect the same standard of trust from any other YouTuber or Medium article or Reddit post or whatever. If whoever you're listening to is doing so from a place of payment, meaning they're getting paid to talk up a coin, expect better of them and don't give them any attention. Otherwise, you're feeding a system that does not help crypto and we collectively need to move away from. Research and due diligence should be the bar for having a voice in this space, not a paycheck. And that's why research and due diligence are the guiding principles of what makes Ready Set Crypto fundamentally what it is. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank you for letting me uphold that message and try to make crypto better than it is. All right, so with that, let's move on. As I mentioned in the intro, portfolio management is what makes you smart money. So let's talk through 3 portfolio ideas to help you get ready for any potential upswing. Mind you, you're more than welcome to mix and match and build upon what I'm suggesting. After all, it's your portfolio and you're in charge. So first up is a trifecta of coins that's really got me interested. It's going to center around one of my favorite coins, NEO. In a short space of time, NEO has proven itself to be one of the top cryptocurrency projects in the world. NEO serves as a smart asset platform. I've got a video specifically on NEO if you want to learn more. But similar to Ethereum, they use blockchain technology to provide the development of smart contracts and dApps on top of the NEO blockchain. These developments are collectively known as NEP5 tokens and are the Ethereum equivalent of ERC20 tokens. Keep that in mind, we'll touch on it later. Outside of NEO's unique consensus algorithm and passive income through gas generation through holding NEO coins, the reason to own NEO is this. NEO was built to be regulation compliant. Ethereum is the Wild West, but NEO has been built from day one to work in China, which is obviously a communist regime. It stands to reason that Ethereum will never be accepted in China because the government can't regulate it. Now, obviously, China is one of the major upcoming economies in the world, maybe even a superpower. And based on the trends we're seeing, they will be one of the first to truly embrace blockchain technologies. And right now, they're trying to figure out how it will benefit China first. You've seen this happen in regular technology, where Western companies are kept out of China while the Chinese incubate homegrown alternatives. We see that with Alibaba and Amazon, Baidu and Google, WeChat and Facebook. Look, NEO is not a bet against Ethereum. It's a bet on China. It's a great hedge, especially if you own Ethereum. I've seen it said that Neo is about a year behind Ethereum, and I think it's earlier in its life cycle and thus has more potential upside from an ROI perspective. So Neo is definitely an easy winner for 2018 and beyond. But let's round out this portfolio with some mid-caps. One that you might have heard of is Elastos. The goal with Elastos is to create an internet that allows users to access articles, movies, and games directly, without going through a media player or another platform intermediary. The real idea behind Elastos is that it will use blockchain technology to issue IDs for digital content, making it possible to know who owns what with digital assets. And Elastos will be a platform for decentralized applications, or dApps, that runs on a peer-to-peer network with no centralized control. People can access these dApps with their mobile phones without changing their operating system. But the real Elastos endgame is Elastos OS, an entire operating system as well as a virtual machine and runtime that helps developers integrate Elastos into existing applications on every major operating system today. So you can integrate Elastos into any iOS or Android app or a Windows or Mac app. They've already released the prototype of their mobile OS. So on this new Elastos internet, people will be able to own digital assets, generate wealth from them, and run distributed applications, all while utilizing the immutable and superior security of the blockchain. In the same way that Bitcoin made monetary value in a digital sense scarce, identifiable, and tradable, Elastos wants to make digital assets scarce, identifiable, and tradable. Property rights pave the way for wealth creation, and Elastos intends to build a new worldwide web that respects those rights. One mistake that I've seen people make is that they wrongly assume that Elastos is on the Neo blockchain, but it's not. It's a partner of Neo, but it has its own blockchain. A coin that is being built on Neo is Ontology. Ontology is a new generation public chain infrastructure project and a distributed trust collaboration platform. Ontology provides new high-performance public blockchains that include a series of complete distributed ledgers and smart contract systems. What's interesting is Ontology's blockchain framework supports public blockchain systems and is able to customize different public blockchains for different applications. What's also cool is Ontology uses a dual token model, similar to how Neo operates. So something that gets people really confused is they see Neo and Ontology as having a similar token system and having dApps, and they think, why is Neo allowing a direct competitor to exist on their blockchain? Don't they basically do the same thing? Well, where Neo is a public blockchain aiming to provide a smart economy, it's building up all of these Net5 tokens and services, Ontology is looking to be more of a connector. It's connecting blockchains, it's connecting systems, industries, applications, and fundamentally it's more privacy focused. To put it simply, Ontology Network is a connector or mapper for identity services. They can create private blockchains for businesses wishing to securely store data without having the public able to access it. And then what's cool is that they can use this connector aspect to share certain parts of that private data. That's how we see B2B services work in the established industries already. And it's why it's critical for Ontology to exist on the Neo platform, because Neo is fundamentally a public blockchain where the information is a lot more open and accessible. So essentially, to sum it up, they have fundamentally different focuses. But given that they're so intrinsically similar, they can rely on each other to fill in the needs that they're lacking. Ontology is a very compelling project and matches the ambition that Neo has as a platform. Not to mention, they're both backed by the same company, on-chain, so you can see that there's a very strategic moveset going on here. Alright, so these three coins, Neo, Elastos, and Ontology, are big deals because they'll really help push crypto forward. Not only that, but taking the first letter of each spells Neo, which is pretty cool, and if you remember the plotline from The Matrix, Neo is the one, and that's an anagram for Neo. So that's what we'll name this portfolio. The One, because it's the one I expect to do very well in the coming months and years. Not only that, but 2 out of the 3 yield you passive income, which is one of my favorite strategies for really taking your income to the next level. So moving on, let's talk about more interesting plays we can invest in. Specifically, I get asked the question all the time of how should I invest $1,000? That question really deserves its own video because there's many ways to split $1,000 or $10,000 or $100,000. And what it really comes down to is your personal investor strategy. So let's say you're interested in the greatest return in the minimum amount of time. Now, first off, this hypothetical $1,000 you're investing is risk capital. You could light it on fire and it wouldn't matter to you because it's money you've already committed to not needing. This is not your rent money. This is not your grocery money. This is extra money you haven't budgeted a need for, and your less risky investments, such as a 401k or an IRA, are already well funded. So, to that end, let's go after some potential winners that will hopefully turn $1,000 into $5,000 or $10,000. Accordingly, we'll name this portfolio to the moon because that's where we're aiming. So the coins I list here aren't meant to be the only ones to consider. You're basically looking for the best high-risk coins out there. These are low caps with compelling features, unique offerings, excellent partnerships, and basically anything to make them rise in price. So definitely one I have to give a shout out to is Origin Trail, because Origin Trail is hitting a lot of the good marks that I look for in a coin. Origin Trail will discuss the future of smart farming with EU members of Parliament on Friday. And this comes right after the news that the European Commission will invest $370 million in projects supporting the use of blockchain and will actively support blockchain ecosystems. Not only that, but Origin Trail will also have a unique staking model in order to give you some nice passive income. Another one I'm looking at is CP Chain. It's a next-gen IoT project out of Shanghai. Think a high-performance blockchain with a DAG, like IOTA, sidechains. It's got a top-notch team with a university professor, and it's got a ton of patents leading it. It's partnered with one of the largest Chinese auto manufacturers and Quantum. And it's also invested in by VeChain. And I think it's really undervalued for where it is right now and where it's trying to go. In a similar vein, I also like High Performance Blockchain because I think they've got some really compelling tech, and they're one of the top projects out there right now looking to grab that transaction per second golden goose that everyone's going after. Another one that's got my attention is Electrify.Asia, which unfortunately is not a really good name, but it's a project that's similar to Power Ledger, and it's simply just trying to integrate power consumption with the blockchain. What's interesting is it's a project advised by Jun, who's the founder of Mizgo, and he's talked about how Electrify will utilize the OMG network, which will be using the Plasma architecture, which means Electrify will be one of the most scalable decentralized utility solutions out there. Not only that, but they'll definitely be expanding outside of Asia, and I really think they've got a great use case and a great application. Another one to look at, but this is a big caveat, is EOS and how its mainnet is launching in June. It's basically inevitable that the price will go up leading up to that, but after it comes out, who knows what will happen. I really don't think that right out of the gate it's going to be this Ethereum killer that is trying to be advertised as. I'm sure it'll be a compelling alternative, but they've got a lot to prove, and I don't care who you are, you're not overtaking Ethereum overnight. But with that said, it's definitely a money-making opportunity leading up to June as people FOMO into that position. Speaking of FOMO, another big one is Wan Chain right now. It's had one of the most hyped up ICOs possibly ever. So it's definitely one of the biggest coins to hit exchanges recently. I'm not totally convinced by it just yet, but the price and the action recently definitely speaks for itself. And I'd say it's probably one of the more likely ones to enter the top 10 in the near future. So hopefully that gives you some ideas. This type of portfolio is pretty tough to structure and requires some very active management because higher risk implies exactly that. You need to be aware of what's going on day to day, much more than the other two portfolios I'm talking about in this video. But if you can nail it, this is where you can make some serious money. So last up, we're going to return to talking about NEO. But instead of investing in any of the coins from the first portfolio, we're going to be specifically investing in only NEP5 tokens. Essentially, this is betting on NEO without investing in NEO itself, although you certainly could if you wanted to. Let's specifically define what a NEP5 token is. Well, a NEP5 token is a token which does not have its own blockchain, but instead is created on the NEO blockchain. NEO's NEP5 tokens are the Ethereum equivalent of ERC20 tokens. The advantage we're going to capitalize on is NEO is a relatively new project, and NEP5 tokens are also a very new addition to the cryptocurrency space. With the first Net5 token being created back in August of 2017, there's only been about 18 Net5 tokens created since then. However, we definitely anticipate that this number will increase steadily throughout 2018. Now, this won't always be true, but almost all of the Net5 tokens have increased in value following their ICO, which is leading to a lot of hype around new and upcoming projects on the NEO ecosystem. So why are Net5 tokens performing so well? Well, the simple answer is that they're capitalizing on how new and exciting the NEO ecosystem is, given that Ethereum has basically been overrun with scam ICOs and how it was brought to its knees by a single dApp, CryptoKitties. Crypto by its nature is a speculative space, so people are speculating that NEO and its ecosystem are going to be a really big deal. Another reason Net5 tokens are doing really great right now is that they're relatively scarce. Compare this to Ethereum, where anyone can create an ERC20 token, given that you only need 32,000 gas to deploy a contract. This means on average it costs anywhere between 25 cents and $5 to deploy an ERC20 smart contract. That's similar to how anyone can deploy a smart contract on NEO's ecosystem, but they vastly differ in their accessibility. You need 500 gas to deploy a NEO smart contract, or $8,000 at today's prices. And right now gas is at its cheapest in a while. This makes NEO a very exclusive club, and it really keeps out the trash, so to speak. You can be much more assured that a project on NEO is going to be legit, given that there's a much higher barrier for entry. Now, of course, that alone will be abused in the future, unfortunately. But for right now, it's nice not having to worry as much regarding the validity of a project on the NEO ecosystem. Not only that, but with less traffic by design, that lets the network run smoother and be faster. One final advantage of the Net5 tokens is the way they're building out the NEO ecosystem. It's smart economy. A lot of them seek to add functionality to the ecosystem and make this a robust and intricate organization. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts, and that's certainly the case for NEO. So often we see very ambitious crypto projects that want to tackle the world's biggest problems with blockchain technology, but it's simply insurmountable because you need manpower just as much as you need direction. NEO's ecosystem is truly shaping up to be a smart economy because there's segmentation built into the design of it. As I covered earlier, NEO and Ontology mutually benefit each other. And that's a trend we're seeing with a lot of the Net5 tokens. The majority of them are created to assist or benefit the overall NEO smart economy and be benefited by the NEO smart economy. And in time, they will not only interact with NEO itself, but with each other, and that's truly amazing. So to that end, we're going to call this last portfolio the Net5 Hive, because we're trying to seek out the best Net5 tokens and structure a portfolio around them. I'm sourcing a lot of these picks from the website neoguide.io and neoeconomy.io because they allow you to see the current and upcoming Net5 tokens on the NEO platform. So obviously Ontology is going to be an easy pick for the best current Net5 token out there. It's a huge project, and if they can pull it off, they'll not only benefit themselves, but the entire NEO smart economy. Following up with that, the next obvious choice is the Neon Exchange, or NEX. It's a decentralized exchange using NEO as the trading pair. And I think they're really shaping up to be one of the best decentralized exchanges out there. What's also cool is that NEO's community developer group, the City of Zion, is behind this. Another decentralized option in the NEO ecosystem is Switch.io. Their mainnet just went live on March 31st, and it's great to see some diversity in options for the NEO ecosystem. Like NEX, the Switch.io network aims to build a decentralized exchange that will allow secure trading of Net5 tokens as soon as their token sales end. After that, the Trinity protocol is an obvious choice. It's an off-chain scaling solution for the NEO blockchain, similar to the Lightning Network. Another project by the City of Zion members is Moonlight. The initial phase of the project will focus on recruitment of resources and aims to smooth the process of identifying and onboarding talent with verified skills. Similar to Moonlight, ZPin is an ecosystem with multiple dApps, which can solve the problems related to protection of innovation copyright, talent recruitment, remote cooperation, and project financing. So next up we have The Key, which is a second-generation on-chain identity verification solution that uses personal data authenticated by the Chinese government for real-world applications. After that we have Bridge, which interfaces with the NEO framework and allows users to manage, protect, and utilize sensitive information in new ways. The Bridge protocol offers a new standard for whitelists and allows participation in multiple ICOs. Bridge certificates build trust so users can transact with confidence. Digital identity is a big part of why NEO will succeed in China, and Bridge or the key are potentially a big piece of that. So those are our picks for our Net 5 portfolio. And as I said, NEO is going to be a really big deal in 2018, and certainly its ecosystem is a big part of that. So guys, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. And if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button so you can continue to see high quality crypto analysis. And don't forget to hit the bell next to the subscribe button to be notified when we put out new videos. Additionally, check out the description for a link to our daily newsletter. Thanks again for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.